But that was a funny one.
You open your mouth so wide I can see your feet.
These are the Hansons, a very special family. This is Emma.
So how was your class?
He's 2 feet 1.
And Carlton.
2 feet.
Being a family has been especially challenging.
Jordan's the best.
This is Vernon.
know.
Vernon has lived with the Hansons for 2 years.
I know, Muggsy Bugs.
This is Nathan. His mother was killed 3 years ago, and he's lived with the Hansons since that time. This is a unique family, a foster family, part of the child welfare system that is working to protect children and strengthen families who have never needed them more.
Pretty good, brother.
At the turn of the century, children who needed care lived in a simpler society. Large extended families often took care of children when parents couldn't. This was especially true for families of color. Children without relatives often roamed the streets. Hundreds of thousands were selected to ride the orphan trains to farms, where many worked long hours for room and board. Early cases of child abuse came under the jurisdiction of the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. No organization existed to prevent cruelty to children. In 1930, the White House Conference on Children and Youth pronounced foster care an inalienable right for all homeless children. A children's charter proclaimed that every child is entitled to a home, and that love and security which a home provides. But today, the child welfare system is challenged as never before. The foster care system alone serves about 800,000 children in the course of a year and tries to respond to the problems of an increasingly complex society. 17% of our children live in poverty. 1 million are homeless at some time during each year. Studies indicate that up to 80% of children in the child welfare system have mental health issues requiring intervention. Substance abuse devastates the lives of hundreds of thousands of children and their families each year. Substance abuse is associated with the placement of at least half of the children in the custody of child welfare. And children whose parents abuse drugs or alcohol are 3 times more likely to be abused and 4 times more likely to suffer from neglect. Of the children who die each year, over 75% are under age 4. More than 1,000 children under the age of 18 die every year. In recent years, over 900,000 children annually have been victims of neglect or abuse. There are over 100,000 children in family foster care who are waiting to be adopted. The child welfare system is mandated to serve at-risk children and their families. When children and parents must be separated because of the tragedy of abuse, neglect, or special medical circumstances, hundreds of thousands of foster parents, adoptive parents, and social workers are there to help.
This is a big job, and it's important to have the skills and the knowledge you need so you can make an informed decision on whether or not it's right for you. You need to understand what to expect from youngsters at different ages, what their life experiences may have been, and what kinds of behaviors you may have to work with, what it means to work with birth parents, and the impact a new child may have on your children and other members of your family. Then you have to realize what it's like to be separated from children who've become part of your family. Or if you're considering adoption, what it means to be making a lifetime commitment to a child.
We've had great support from the agency right from the start. And now we're involved in helping train new foster parents and adoptive parents. Emma's father has always been there to help us, too. It's been good for the kids to have more family to be close to. And he understands how to give the kids a strong sense of their own culture. Children need to know something about their roots to have a healthy sense of who they are.
We understand that we're part of a team of child welfare professionals, caseworkers, therapists, the legal system, medical personnel, teachers, children, and families, and that we all need to work together for the good of the children.
Vernon.
A neighbor or teacher may be the first to call attention to a child that needs help. and to set into motion a team of child welfare professionals.
Are you sick, champ?
I'm taking a nap.
It feels as if you have a fever, Vernon. Is your mother home?
He said I have to come to school. She don't have time to be a nurse.
Well, we need to find out what your temperature is.
An examination by a school nurse reveals a fever and burns on Vernon's arms. Vernon's teacher has an obligation under the law to report suspected abuse.
Children's Services. Yes. Is Tricia Walker in? Thank you. Hi, Tricia. This is Jim Royce at King Elementary. You asked me to keep in touch with regard to Vernon Davis. If anything unusual should come up. Yeah, Davis. It seems that he needs some help again. Well, he has a cough and fever. The school nurse thinks they may be cigarette burns. Yeah. Yeah, just a second. Vernon! Vernon! Hold on, Tricia.
The agency has made efforts to work with this family to help Mrs. Davis with her drug problem and to keep Vernon safe. But their problems are serious, and Vernon is at risk again.
Mrs. Davis?
Stop that! People sleeping in here.
Mrs. Davis?
Can't you hear? I said stop.
It's me, Tricia Walker. I need to talk to you.
Most parents want to be good parents, but their problems may be too overwhelming.
Hello, Mrs. Davis.
What you want?
This is Frank Facata, a child protection worker from my office.
I said we're sleeping in here.
May we come in? It's very important that we talk with you. I'm sorry if this is a bad time.
Leave him alone. He's sleeping.
I got a call from the school today, Mrs. Davis, and I have some concerns. So I wanted to come by and see how you and Vernon are doing. I know you're having some difficult times now, and I know you care about Vernon, but it's our job to see that he's safe. The teacher said he was sick in school again today, and he may have some burns on his arms. Before I left, I checked, and I understand you've missed several of your meetings at the drug program this week.
I think we need to take him in for a medical evaluation.
What you talking about?
I know this must be very difficult for you, but we have an obligation to keep Vernon safe. After we make an evaluation, we get to determine the best plan for Vernon and for you.
What you doing? What you talking about? Take your hands off my boy. Take your hands off my boy.
The state already had legal custody of Vernon because of prior incidents. Mrs. Davis had maintained physical custody with supervision and a structured program that she was to follow, but she just had too many problems to follow through with it. Child abuse and neglect is a tragedy, and when it can't be prevented through services to the child and his family in their own home, the child welfare system looks to foster care to keep that child safe.
Vernon? Dinner time. Vernon.
Hey, hungry bitch, leave me alone.
I know this must be hard for you, Vernon. You don't want to be here, and you probably miss your mama too, huh? The whole thing is confusing and scary. But there are people that are trying to help her, and we want to help you to be safe. I promise you, nobody's going to hurt you here. Vernon was awfully upset when he came to us. Even when they've been abused or neglected, Kids don't want to be separated from their parents. Life in their birth family is the only life that they know. His mother just hadn't been able to get off of drugs, and it turned out that he was being abused by his mother's boyfriends. His father was drinking too much, I guess, and got involved with another woman, including her children and the baby that they had together. This woman just didn't want anything to do with Vernon. Finally, the caseworker helped Mr. Davis to understand that if he wasn't going to be a parent to Vernon, Vernon needed another parent.
Then there was Nathan. He was such a sad little fellow when he came to us. His mama was shot on the street by someone in a car when she was coming home from work. The police said they were probably aiming for somebody else. They never did find out who did it.
You know, that's my mom's favorite one.
Yeah?
I don't think it's gonna like it here. Probably like the garden at our house better.
Maybe. But we won't be able to tell right away. Might look pretty sad for a while, because we moved it. And that's a shock. Leaves might droop some, might lose a few buds. But if we feed it and water it and take good care of it, I'll bet it'll learn to be happy here too. You want to help me?
I guess so.
Good.
His daddy took it real hard and pretty much gave up on life for a while. He started drinking and lost his job. Nathan started getting in trouble. It's taken his father quite a while to get back together. But he's looking really good these days, and it looks like Nathan will be going home soon.
This isn't the same as raising your own children. These are somebody else's children. Most of them have had terrible things happen to them. They're in so much emotional pain, sometimes physical pain too. It can be hard work, and it takes a real commitment to protect them and nurture them, no matter how hard it gets.
Stop it! Emma!
Don't touch him, I'll get him. Vernon! Vernon! Easy! Oh, hurt yourself. Here, what happened?
I told him it was my mom's and he went off.
I killed him.
You sure tried.
I did it.
Look, roses may look easy to kill, but they aren't. You hurt him, though, that's for sure. Now, you and I are going inside. We have some things to talk about.
I don't want to talk.
You can listen. I think you got some big feelings, boy, and you're working them out on Nathan and his roses.
I hate roses.
You can't hurt things or people because you think you hate them, Vernon. And you know what? I don't think you hate roses. I think you might be feeling sad or mad or jealous because Nathan got something beautiful from his mama.
He talks about his mom too much. He won't shut up. You make him shut up.
I know it hurts, sweetheart, and it's okay to feel sad. But it's not okay to hurt other people. And if you do, then you need to make it right. So I want you to help me with those roses until they're better. If we take good care of them, they'll heal up and be strong. They're a lot tougher than they look, okay?
Okay.
And I think we'll talk to Tricia Walker, your worker. See if she can find somebody for us to talk to about the way you're feeling. Sometimes it helps a lot to be able to talk to somebody who really understands about big feelings. And even then, it takes time to feel better. Sometimes you might feel up one day and down the next, just like a yo-yo. But I know you're tough, just like that rose bush. And we're gonna take care of you so you can feel better.
Caring for children means understanding how to protect and support their relationship to their birth family.
What you got?
My picture.
You've got eyes just like your mama, sweetheart.
Is that good?
Mm-hmm. She's got eyes so warm they could melt rocks.
Are you mad at her?
No, honey. Some of the things she did, the things that hurt you, upset me a lot, and I wish she wouldn't have done them. But as the therapist said, she has a lot of problems, and she couldn't help herself or you. She also said it's important to remember the good times. And you know what? She gave you life. And I'm sure glad about that. You miss her sometimes, don't you, sweetheart?
Uh-huh. Is Daddy coming today?
He sure is.
Well, where'd you get that big muscle, boy?
I do push-ups with Nathan. It's big, isn't it?
Bet it's big. You're looking real strong.
Nathan says I'm getting stronger.
I appreciate you making a home for Vernon. I really do.
Well, it's our pleasure, Mr. Davis. Vernon is a wonderful boy.
And I appreciate you letting me come see him. It means a lot to me.
It means a lot to Vernon to see his daddy.
I guess you know I'm giving up all my legal rights to Vernon. I know it's the right thing to do, but it's hard. I guess they're just gonna take him away from his mama. I hear she left town. I just wish things could have been better. I wish I could have been, well, you know, a good father like you are. I guess my life just got away from me. But you know I do care for you, son. I guess I better be going. Sure was nice to visit.
So Mr. Davis gave up his parental rights to Vernon with the understanding that an adoptive family would be found that would support contact with his son. It's been 2 years since then, and he seems like a different little boy. I guess that's why we do this work. It's so satisfying to watch these kids blossom when they're given the care that they deserve.
A part of nurturing children is learning to protect their growth and developmental needs.
Well, Nathan, I don't think you can count on what your friends think they know about sex. It's a big responsibility. Hand me that wrench, will you, son? Always has been a big responsibility. But today, well, people are dying. And I mean young people. And a lot more young people are becoming parents before they're ready. Because they're not paying attention to what they've been taught. Here. People are trying to give out the right information, but an awful lot of kids aren't listening. You hear what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Caring for a child also means addressing developmental
This number to
delays.
this number, what do you get?
Get tired.
Did I wear you out? You did so well this week, little man. Do you know you're almost caught up with your class? Our kids were already grown when we started foster parenting. So before we got into it, we had to think about what we were giving up. Free time, having a little extra spending money, just plain living for ourselves, you know? But we really like kids. We have time and a lot of patience. We have a home to share, and we got good training that taught us what we need to know in order to be good foster parents.
I will see you in church on Sunday.
Yes, you will.
Oh, Nathan, the youth choir will meet Wednesday night. Will you be there?
Yes, I will.
Good. And Vern, I hear you're going to sing in the children's choir Sunday?
Yes, sir.
Good. God bless you. And Emma, your peace.
The Hansons take advantage of resources in their community.
Desserts along.
They meet regularly with other foster parents for support, for sharing experiences, and to continue training.
My kids' foster parents asked me if I'd come and tell you my story.
This is Maggie, whose children are living with a foster family.
It's hard to do, but they've been really, really good to me, and so I wanted to do it. When they first took my kids away, I screamed and I hollered, but the truth was I was kind of relieved. It meant I could just take care of myself, and I could use any time I wanted to. Back then, I never thought I'd ever be clean again. Then one day, my caseworker said that I should probably go see my kids. That's when I met my foster parents, and they were really, really nice to me. They didn't talk to me like an addict. They talked to me like I could be straight again, and like I was a mom who still loved her kids. And my kids didn't hate me the way I thought they would. They just said, well, when are you going to get in that program and get better? Yeah, well, that part really hit me hard. But then after that, it took me 6 months just to find the program and get into it. And even then, I mean, I was sure all the time that I was going to make it. It would be hard maybe to understand, but nothing's ever going to be as high as a crack high again. And I mean, the good side is nothing's going to be that bad again either. I didn't take care of my kids, and I did some really, really awful things when I was high. That's the truth. But I've been 8 months now clean and taking my parenting classes and doing job training. Even then, I'm not always sure that I'm going to make it. But my social worker and kids' foster parents, they just believe in me. I guess that's how I knew I could trust them. Yes. Well, comes to Maggie. These people treat you better than your family ever did. One thing I know for sure when my kids come home again is that I'm not going to put them at risk. I mean, even if I slip, I know how to protect them now. One day at a time, I think I'm going to make it.
Reunification with the birth family is the most frequent outcome of foster care.
I think most of you know that all of our foster children have been reunited with their birth families. But the youngster who is staying with us now can't return home, and he's attached to us, so we thought, well, what about adopting him? We thought about it a lot. The whole family did, and we decided it would be a good idea. We've had a lot of kids with the same developmental and medical problems that he has because of being born alcohol affected, and we feel ready for it.
This time, reunification is not possible. Adoption by the foster family will be the outcome.
Doesn't she look beautiful? It's Rose's graduation.
Ann Kowalski is a single foster parent. Living independently with support is the goal for her 17-year-old foster daughter, Rose, who is in long-term care.
Her grandmother came to the graduation, even though she's pretty sick, and her older brother, too. They'll be a part of her life even after she's on her own. The proudest moment of my time with Rose was her graduation. And her family, too. She's the first person to graduate from high school. Rose has been through a lot, and she's come a long way in the time that we've known her. She accepts the past, most of the time, but she doesn't let it spoil today. And she's looking forward to the future and planning for it. My birth daughter's the same age, and they've been best friends from the start. Nothing could make me happier.
All right. You ready? You ready? Okay, smile.
Whatever the different outcomes of foster care, The goal remains the same. Child welfare professionals working together to help children form relationships intended to last a lifetime.
It ain't working.
As it is determined that neither kinship care nor family reunification are possible for Vernon, the other previously established concurrent plan, adoption, is implemented.
If you're selected as Vernon's adoptive parents, I know you'll find the Hansons to be a real resource. They're very important people in Vernon's life.
Well, that's great. We're looking forward to meeting them.
They explained to me that Vernon's biggest worry is that adoptive parents might not let him see his father. You know from all your training that this could be a real challenge.
Yeah, but we think we can handle it.
Well, we'll continue to work together on it, and if it works out, then I'll set up a meeting with the Hansons, okay?
You know, at the same time that I'm so happy about having Vernon become a part of our family, part of me is sad because another family had to come apart so that this could happen.
Well, I have my own bedroom.
Uh-huh. It's small, but it's yours. Actually, it's a closet, but that's handy since you can reach everything from the bed.
Nathan will soon be reunited with his father.
I guess you know it's been hard for me to talk about things.
Yeah.
I guess that's because I feel so bad about how things happened after your mama died. I just didn't know what to do with all the hurt I was feeling, so I couldn't help you with yours. Only thing I knew to do was drinking. And that's worse than doing nothing at all. I know there were times when I was drinking that you were the one taking care of me.
I didn't mind.
But it's not supposed to be that way, son. I'm the father. It's my job to take care of you. And I just couldn't do it. That's why you were getting into trouble before you went to live at the Hansons. Pain will make you do some stuff, won't it?
Yeah.
They've taken good care of you, though, and I'm glad for it. I just wish I could have been the one to do it myself. It's taken